I had some extra footage to that DHR1000 I was working on yesterday that I didn't make it to the final cut. And I figured, you know what, I'll throw this footage out now for you guys that are interested in seeing some of the features that this had that I didn't show off before. And we'll do some little more troubleshooting. So I'm tinkering around with the DHR1000 again here. I'm going to take off this coax. I don't need this connected because the tuner works. Well, actually, maybe I will leave it connected so I can just see where the video is. I'm going to go through with the scope and just see if I can spot where video might be being lost somewhere in here. Again, I don't know anything about the circuit here, how it works, but I figure if I look in a few places where I might expect to see video. Okay, I got video here, as you can see. So that's video coming off the tuner. What happens if I push play? That might be just a video out. Do I get anything when I play back a picture? No, I just get the on screen. That's the time code displaying there. So that's a video out that I'm getting there. And just a black screen is all I've got. So let's just go back a little bit further and see whether I can find anything where I've got anything that resembles video when it's playing. So it's play. Nothing there. Kind of scope the board and just see if I can see any video at all coming off of the tape. Maybe try the connector here. Let's take a look at what's coming down from one board to the other. See whether I've got anything on any of these interconnects. Nothing there. Nothing there. I don't think it's a cap issue. And I say that only because this is pretty new. Like the caps in here are oh, okay, what's that? That's video. That's video. Is that coming off tape? Or is that coming off of the tuner input? Let's just see here. Stop it. That must be the tuner input. Yeah, that's tuner input video. Okay, that's just a blank screen from my cable box, so I know what I'm looking at. Just a green screen from my cable box. It's off. At least I know what I'm looking at when I scope things here. I'll know that I'm either looking at the cable box video or tape video. That's obviously the cable box video there as well. And I'll point out this is an extremely complex machine, probably the most complex consumer VCR ever made. curious as to maybe it's a power supply issue for that matter. Maybe we're losing a voltage. Hard to say. I'll certainly inspect and see if there's any blown circuit protectors, because I'm sure there's some of those on here. There's an ICP right down there. I wonder. Let me just check it. Five volts. Oh, yeah, 5 volts. Okay, I thought I was reading 0 there for a second. No, that one's not popped. It's good. And where's the other ones? Are the others on this board? This looks like the regulator of this here. 0, 4, 0, 4.9. That's a 5 volt regulator, that. Yeah, it's warm, so it's working. And the transistor back here, I don't know what this does. It's got 6 volts on it. So it seems to be working. This board goes underneath this other one as well, so it's like it's not just it's not a small board. This is a good sized board. I think it goes underneath the deck as well. So there's lots of this one that you don't see. I'll just check some of the fuses over here. 13 volts, 13 volts, 5 volts, 6 volts, 3.6, 3.6. I don't know how far I'm going to get or whether I'm going to get anywhere on this unit, and that's why I didn't include this into the video I put up, because the unit is functional the way it is for what I need it for. So if anything further I can do to make it fully functional is just a bonus, but I didn't think I wouldn't bother putting it on the video, and this one may not ever, well, this won't see the light of day unless I come up with a fix. So I just figured I would film this anyway, but this footage is likely never going to be seen. I just figured I would roll this while I was just probing around here. We may be at that point where I should just leave it well enough alone, because it's working. It's working for what it's needed for. And I don't want to have to risk putting any more damage or doing any more damage to it just to try to get the composite outputs working. That's just, looks like this is broken here too. Looks like there's a piece of plastic, maybe not. Maybe they're supposed to look like that. And the cassette holder. So this is some bonus footage for the DSR1000 that I'm not going to be doing anything more on. I've showed you guys kind of some little bit of troubleshooting, but I'm not going to proceed any further, obviously, because I don't want to damage the unit. And it's perfectly functional using the DV out, which is really all we need. But something else I didn't show you guys, I figured I would show you. This is kind of neat. So the control panel slides out, right? But it also can be removed, and then you can close it. And now you've got a separate detached control. So the unit can sit back on the counter, and the operator, and there's a couple little feet here. They've never been deployed. Look at that. Couple little feet. And now the controller can sit there, and the editor can work away with his jog shuttle dial and his frame accurate controller. Control the player or the recorder, because this can operate as the recorder, and you can operate the player separately, a separate playback machine. Here are some of the features that this unit has, which I didn't go over because they're fairly extensive. So let's get a closer look at this control panel. So you can select, and this is where the video out would be important on this, because you'd be looking at your video on a TV, which obviously this isn't going to work because the video out's not working. So using this as an editing deck would be kind of useless because there's no video out. Although you can still see the menus and stuff on the screen, just no actual video. At least off playback. It'll show pass-through video, but it won't show playback video. Okay, you can select your monitor, display select, you can duplicate or tape. You got video insert, stereo 1 insert, stereo 2 audio dub. So if you're recorded in 12-bit audio mode, there's 2 stereo channels. So you could actually have your stereo mix, which is following your video, and you could go back and do narration dub or music dub or anything after the fact while leaving the original audio intact. The audio level controls are right here on this control panel. You can select stereo 1 mix, audio mix, stereo 2 balance, and then you've got a mix control here. You can mix between stereo track 1 and stereo track 2, which is pretty cool for a deck. Jog shuttle dial, you've got your play button, stop, and pause, your 3 most needed buttons right here. Control the player, the recorder, jog shuttle, record buttons down here, pause, and then you've of course got the other control buttons down here, play, fast forward, rewind, stop. Channel for when you're using the tuner on it, which it does have a tuner. Don't know why anybody would use one of these for recording TV shows, but you could do it. And but again, the most common used buttons when you're editing: stop, play, and pause. So you're playing a tape, you can search back and forth. This is kind of almost very similar to my shuttle that I've got for my computer editing. I have a jog shuttle dial, which I use for editing, which has got all my buttons right there. I don't have to touch the keyboard on the computer except for typing in titles. I very rarely have to touch the mouse either, but basically when I'm editing, I've got one hand on the jog shuttle controller and the other hand on the mouse. And I don't touch the keyboard at all when I'm editing. It's like editing linear, like this, with computer. Anyway, I just figured I would show you guys this last little bit because I left that out on the other video, and I hope you guys enjoy this little bit of extra bonus footage. To say this machine is going to be, oh, there's the button there. This machine is going to be one that I'll just be using for doing tape dubbing. But as you can see, maybe the person that owned this didn't even know this still had the factory tape on it to hold these little feet down. Right, that was factory taped, and I just broke the seal. But that just stuffs in like that somehow. Oops. And then that locks down like that and goes back. Anyway, extra bonus footage for you guys. Thanks for watching.